Welcome to another edition of Breaking News brought to you by Source Selection Soundbites. Today, we will discuss the case of A. Prentice Ray & Associates, LLC or APRA decided at the General Accountability Office or GAO. This case is a post-award bid protest arising out of a solicitation to establish the Oasis Small Business IDIQ. The evaluation factors included experience, past performance and systems, certifications, and clearances. APRA submitted its quotation with a self-score of 5,200 points. Upon review, the agency discovered that APRA did not provide its documentation to substantiate it had an approved purchasing system, an acceptable estimating system, and forward pricing and billing rates. As a result of these discrepancies, the agency deducted 900 points. That brought APRA's total to 4,300 points. The agency then selected the four highest-rated quotations. The lowest score among them was 44.75. APRA just missed the cut. They were informed of the agency's decision and filed a protest shortly thereafter. The protester, APRA, argues that GSA violated procurement law and regulations because it downgraded the firm's proposal on the basis of financial capability factors without referring APRA to the SBA for a CoC determination. Specifically, APRA argues that deducting 900 points from its self-score for failing to substantiate that it had an approved purchasing system, a forward pricing rate agreement, or an acceptable estimating system, was tantamount to an adverse responsibility determination on an otherwise successful offeror. The agency argues that the evaluation of APRA's proposal and decision not to make an award to APRA were reasonable and consistent with the terms of the solicitation, and the contracting officer did not make a non-responsibility determination that required referral to the SBA. En route to finding against the contractor, the GAO noted that APRA received a point deduction of 900 points for failure to submit documentation to adequately substantiate their claim of an approved purchasing system, acceptable estimating system, and forward pricing rate agreement. Further, the GAO acknowledged that a contracting officer must make an affirmative determination of an offeror's responsibility before making award to the firm. But where the agency determines that a small business that is otherwise in line for award is non-responsible, the agency must refer the determination to SBA for a CoC determination. In this situation, the GAO determined, and the record confirms, that APRA's proposal was not eliminated from consideration for award because the contracting officer made a non-responsibility determination. Rather, APRA's proposal was considered but not selected because 900 points were deducted from its self-score for failure to submit the appropriate substantiating documentation, and as a result, there were 8 higher technically rated proposals with fair and reasonable pricing that satisfied the agency's intention to make 8 contract awards. Since APRA was not found to be non-responsible and was not in line for contract award, the agency was not required to refer APRA to the SBA for a CoC determination. Given these facts, the GAO denied the CoC protest ground. Now let's address a few of the lessons learned from this protest. They include 1. Deducting points for a lack of documentation related to a responsibility factor is not the same as making a responsibility determination. 2. A vendor who fails to make the cut is eliminated from the competition based on a comparative evaluation of points before awardees are selected. And 3, since the proposal was not summarily rejected or in line for award but found non-responsible, a CoC determination is not required. In this episode of Source Selection Soundbites, we discussed the APRA case and the principles of self-scoring associated with it. This concludes today's Source Selection Soundbite. If this video was helpful, hit the like and subscribe button to ensure you don't miss any new material. If you want more details on the subject, they are available on the Source Selection Answer app. It contains lectures, quizzes, court cases, sample documents, and more material that allows practitioners to quickly obtain actionable knowledge. Thanks for watching. See you next time.